Good evening, good evening. My name is Audrey. I'm from Oklahoma. I would love to show you how you can work from home or anywhere in the world, really, just with needing your phone, Wi-Fi, and or your laptop. Um, we you have to start off in your business by selling something that's in high demand. And we have four different programs where we teach you very simple skills. Hey, Grammy, on how to start your own online business, and especially if you are struggling with work life balance, that you spend 10 hours at work and you get home really late and you have 3 or 4 hours of relaxing time, and that's it before you off to bed and you start the whole process over again tomorrow. We show you how you can work a 2 to 3 hour workflow in our business to generate an income. We built this business for you. It's ready to go, ready to start earning daily pay as soon as your automations are set up. And you do that one time and you're ready to rock and roll. So that is what's great about it. Until a couple of months ago, when I discovered these blueprints, I was still working 10-hour days. I worked in the natural healthcare field, working long hours, and I'm in my 60s. And I realized that I'm spending all my time at work and I have no life. And I'm close to retirement. I want to cut back my hours, but I don't want to sacrifice any income in order to do so. Because if you're living paycheck to paycheck already, you don't want to sacrifice any more money. And I really didn't want to do that. And there's nothing else that you can do really to make extra income apart from getting a second job or a third job, like so many other people are doing nowadays, just to be able to pay the bills and to live a decent life. Hey, digital marketing debt free. Hi, Bernie. Just to live a decent life, to be able to pay all your bills, to have a decent apartment or a house, pay your car payment, utilities, and then at the end of that, there is really nothing left over. And I just finally realized, hey, Tracy, hey, just me, hi, the very best. Let me know where you guys are dropping in from. What is nice? Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you have some money. That's always a good thing that you're not dependent on having to work. That is great. It's always the ultimate if you don't have to work and you have enough money. I'm really happy for you. So I found a business that I could work 2 to 3 hours a day. Hey, Big Kid 99, thanks for the likes. I appreciate it. That I can work 2 to 3 hours a day and generate 900 a day in my business. And I can generate any combination of a couple of different programs that we have. We have a 100, 300, 600, and 900 program. And if you purchase the 900 Legacy Builder program, you own all four of these, four streams of income. And we have a very beginner friendly business. You don't have to build your website. Hi, I don't know, Joanne. Let me know where you guys dropping in from. We have a global business. We have people from Australia. We have people from New Zealand. We have people from South Africa. Thanks for the likes. I don't know. From South Africa, Canada, the UK, the Philippines. I'm pretty sure there's many more that I just can't think of now. And that's what I love. We connect with each other. And the great benefit is that we always have somebody awake inside of our community. So if you have a question, you can always go online and somebody is always being able to answer that question for you. And we have inside of our community such a supportive system. Inside the community, we also have a classroom where you can learn additional skills, where you can watch a video every day from a mentor that's being uploaded every single morning to keep you on track. And inside the community, we have constant um, challenges to keep you focused on your business so that you can, focus on what you need to do. And if you always have a challenge, you always fired up to do the best, because one tend to kind of slack off if you have nothing to go for, right? And because we always have a challenge, people are generating 10K a month and more. Victoria, right now in our community, she posted on the 17th of May, that she generated $55,000 already just for the month of May. Now, that in itself is mind blowing that you can do that. Just imagine what you can do with $55,000. And that was when she was halfway through the month. So she's completely focused on making six figures in the month of May. And I know she's going to do it. I know it. I know she's capable of doing it. We have the means. She's following the steps in our blueprints. She's absolutely sticking to the program. She just follows the steps in our proven blueprint, and she's on her way. And I'm super excited for her. And the great thing about our programs is everybody starts at the bottom. Everybody knows the same amount, and that is nothing. And you can go from knowing nothing to generate 55,000 in half a month. That is the greatness of having your own business. That is the greatness of having a proven blueprint. And that is what makes it absolutely mind-blowing, that you have the capability, when you start a business on equal footing with everybody else, that you can determine what your income is going to be. If you realize and you know that you have to learn the steps, you learn the skills, you follow the steps, and you're coachable, and you show up consistently every day to social media, that is what's required for success. And people that follow those steps and just watch a video every day and execute the training, those are the people that are extremely successful. And there's nothing as powerful. Hi, Chelsea loves Roman. Nothing as powerful as having automations work for you. That is, you set that up one time and we build it for you. We build the website for you. We build the capture funnel, the sales funnel, and your email sequence is all done for you. So it's a very, very beginner friendly business, and you don't need to be a tech whiz to be able to do it. And the reason what motivated me is I just wanted time back with my family, with friends, with my husband. Because over the years, I've worked 10-hour days, and all my energy and attention and focus went into my job. And I just thought if I worked really hard, the payoff would be there. And as we all know, the payoff is not there. You keep working because you don't have an alternative. And I started seeing people on social media making these huge amount of claims of income that they're making. And you never know whether this stuff is true or not. You don't. And when I came across our blueprints and the community that's being created, and I realized that the people that are posting their earnings inside of the community can be tracked. So there is no false claims in our community. It just can't happen. And we can track everything. And that is why in our community, we are a very honest, transparent business. That is why we have 2 live webinars weekly that we invite people on our email list to come join us and to learn more about our business and show them how simple it is to start, that you can actually get that work-life balance, that that work is not up here 10, 12 hours sitting there and 3 hours at home, 2 hours maybe quality time with your family. In weekends, you have 2 days off. And in those 2 days, you have to run errands, you have to do all this extra stuff, and you don't have time for you or your family or to do anything fun. And I'm in my 60s and I'm literally running out of time and I just want my time back. If you get to my age, the reality is you're losing a lot of people close to you and your health starts to deteriorate. So I don't have an option of finding a second job or a third job to try and make ends meet. Then you have to start looking at another option, at other options. And fortunately, I was just watching the younger generation doing this. And in some cases, you learn from the younger generation. And in this case, I definitely did. And one thing with our business is people in their 20s are doing it up to their 80s. And that is mind blowing that more and more older people are doing this. They see the possibilities. They realize that you have to work smarter and not harder because working harder does not pay off. We all have that experience. We're in our 60s, people 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s come to realize that. When you're in your 20s and 30s, just give me 1 second. I had to turn my air conditioning colder because it's getting really hot in here. Sorry about that. And we as older people realize that the tradition of working harder and it pays off and you get to retirement and you retire and life is good did not materialize. So in my 60s, I saw somebody talk about these blueprints and I wanted to be part of it. And I thought, well, I'm probably too old to do this. And I thought, no, the only thing that will prevent me from doing that is just my own beliefs, my own belief system, thinking I can't do it. And it's like, no, this is BS. I can do this. And when I saw that people in their 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s are doing it, my mouth was kind of hanging open. I'm like, I'm doing this. And that is why it is mind-blowing to me that some of the younger generation is now not doing this, and it's blowing my mind because the e-learning platform of which digital marketing is a part of are the whole section of the market is doing $1 billion a day right now, and that is mind-blowing, and it's projected to be $1 trillion by 2027. So people are seeing the possibilities, and that's why we have 4 different programs. Hey, Ramona, I think this is the first time I've ever seen you, or maybe the second time. We always keep missing each other. I never go live this time of night, and I thought, well, I'll give it a shot and see how it goes. So I don't have high hopes for this time slot, but we're always hopeful. I hope you're doing well, my friend. So we have 4 programs to address everybody's skill set, their needs, how much they want to make in a month. So we don't believe in a one-size-fits-all program. So that's why we have 4 different programs varying from $100 to $900, and the skill sets vary too. And we have one-time $29 admin fee that just covers your website fees, the sales funnel, and all that techie stuff that we're building for you. So you don't even have to be a tech genius and spend all that time developing or testing your own programs. We build it for you. And then we build your automations for you too. And automations is what is powerful. That is what works for you when you're not. So we teach you a 2 to 3 hour workflow, right? So that means you have 22 or 21 hours to do what you want to do. So 8 of that, hopefully you'll sleep. then you still have 13, 14 hours a day to do what you want to do. Not working 10 to 12-hour days, having 13 to 14 hours to yourself after you've worked your 2 to 3 hour workflow to generate an income in your business. And your 2-hour workflow that we teach you is non-negotiable in your business. You have to do it. And that usually involves 3 pieces of content, which is very simple, 15 minutes each for a video. That comes to 45 minutes. 15 minutes. You do a call to action. I have a whiteboard. I don't know where it is right now. I think my dogs ran off with it. Oh, don't know where it is. And I could have made a note for you. You can see for yourself. Oh, wait a minute. I found it. So this will help if I show that to you. So, I don't know if I can do, you can see that. So 45 minutes. A little bit like this. It's mirrored, so I don't know which way to go. 45 minutes, 3 videos. Right? And then 15 minutes, you do your calls to action. So that right there is an hour. And then 30 minutes, we have a copy and paste method of free ads to high traffic websites. We give you more than 200 ads and we give you more than 69 free websites. All you do is copy and paste for 30 minutes and you time it. Otherwise, you get lost in all the other stuff that you see. And then the next 30 minutes, 10 minutes of that. So this is all together. 10 minutes of that, you will engage in the community. That is where you absolutely congratulate people, answer some questions for them, that they may have. There's always new people in the community. And then for the last 20 minutes, let me wipe that out. Last 20 minutes, you learn new skills. So this is your 2-hour workday. And this you do, there's no negotiation. This is to generate an income in your business. So this is the first hour, 45 minutes. You create 3 videos, so 15 minutes each. 15 minutes, you answer your calls to action. Thanks for the likes, Lord Pencil Fart. I love it. 30 minutes, you copy and paste free ads to high traffic website. The last 30 minutes, 10 minutes of that, you engage in the community, and 20 minutes of that, you learn new skills. So that is your 2-hour workflow. And people always say, that's BS, you can't do it. And this is right here. Now, if you have already 1,000 followers on TikTok, right? Or you go live on YouTube, like I'm going live on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. And we teach you how to do that too. Not a lot of people do that because they get distracted, but I've been doing it long enough that I can do both. So if you do have like 1,000 followers, right, on TikTok, because that's what's required. Lately, I notice looks more like 800, but I don't know if the 800 is because I have a couple of accounts. Hey, Tim. And then on YouTube, you need 50 subscribers. to go live. So if you can go live, then that will take about another hour to an hour and a half. So that is when your 2 hours will morph into 3 hours if you are going live. If you just do copy and paste of free ads, then you're looking at 2 hours, because you can time the 30 minutes, or alternatively, you can go live for 30 minutes if you choose to do so. But in 30 minutes, typical to TikTok's algorithm, is that is too short, because people hop on and off. People only see the notification when you're like 30 minutes in, and then you hop off. So you want to stay on for at least an hour, 1.5 hours on TikTok. That's what you want to do. So then the total will be about, what is it, Zoe? My dog is crazy. Going live for about 3 hours. So that is when people say, well, that can't be right, the 2 hours. So the 2 hours will morph into 3 hours if you go live. That's just how it is, unless you do it for 30 minutes. But if you start off doing a live, then the first time, then probably 10-20 minutes just to get the feet wet and you're not so nervous, right? Because some people really dread going live, and that's just normal. Now I'm a little bit cool here, but in our program we teach you on how you should go live, that you prepared, what you need to do, what you need to watch out for, the same way we teach you to post to social media, because all social media are different, right? And a great thing that we also teach you is how you can use the various social media platforms without putting a lot of time into it. Now, remember, I told you we have like 2 free webinars in a week. Now, that is one of the things that we use to help you in your business, the free webinars. Because the moment we do a free webinar, you get a link to that webinar, right? That you sent out to your email list of your contact. And that only goes to the people on your email list. You invite them to the free webinar. And that is where people see, when people do their testimonials, they see what our business is about, because we're very transparent and we want to help people get their life back, their work-life balance back, that they don't spend 10, 12 hours at work. So then you get to send them this link, right? A lot of people purchase from you when they're on the webinar because they're coming through your email link, right? So they purchase from you because you are the person that invited them. Now, after that, after the webinar is done, everybody in the community gets that link of the webinar. The link becomes available. So then you can follow up with your email list, right? And send them the replay of the email, the webinar, which is great because then they can watch it at their own time. Or alternatively, that's why I said we show you how you can build other social media platforms. Now, then you can go, because this is a YouTube link, you can download this link that's available to you to your YouTube channel, and we show you how to do it, to create a YouTube thumbnail, how to use the tags, description, a title, everything, and you post it to your YouTube channel. You don't create content for it, it's already done. So every week you can post 2 webinar replays to your YouTube channel, which means still you didn't create that. There goes no effort into it. The only time that goes into that is the download of the video, right? And just writing a description, and I use ChatGPT for that. So then you post it to YouTube and you forget about it, because YouTube is the long game, as you all know. TikTok is a short, fast game, right? YouTube is the long game. So every week you get to post 2 webinar replays to YouTube, and over a period of time, that involves in your YouTube channel being monetized without you having to do anything for it. Now, how does that sound? And that is the kind of thing that we teach in our program, amongst other things. So these are our 4 programs. To quickly show it to you, you can go to blueprinteveryday.com, drop in your email, and see if this business is for you. So if you stop by, double tap the screen for some likes, please follow me, and check out my profile. Go drop in your email and see if this is for you. You will be surprised on how easy this is to do, how beginner friendly, and we tell you everything. So these are the 4 programs. This is a one-time $29 admin fee just to cover the website, as I said, the sales funnel and the capture funnel, and we built that for you. So that's ready to go. So you get to choose which one you want to purchase. To explain quickly, you own the resale rights on these programs. So if you purchase our Legacy Builder program, the $900 one, you own all 4 of these programs, and you can sell all 4 of them. And that's why this one is our most popular. Because with this one, you can hit 6 figures like really soon. I mean, we have a free guide that's in my profile if you want to go grab that, on how to make 10K in 30 days. And lately people Victoria in our community is hitting 55,000 in the month of May. That was on the 17th, like just over the halfway mark of May. She's on $55,000. That's why I'm saying it's mind-blowing. If you are not part of an online business yet, then you are seriously missing out, because we teach you absolutely all the skills that you need to be extremely successful in this business. And another thing that we teach you in our business, apart from monetizing your YouTube channel at the same time, is no, I forgot what I wanted to say. Is when you send 2 newsletters to people on your email list, you can also include a Loom video that we show you how to do. That you can just touch base with your people, and the same with the copy and paste of free ads method. You can add a Loom video in your ad. Nobody else does that. And that is how you connect with people. And then in that Loom video, you put your YouTube link. So people will go to your YouTube channel and check out all the webinar replays and what you're having, so you get more followers for your YouTube channel. And you can also put your TikTok channel in there if you have that. So you see how we pull all these threads together for you, that you think completely across all social media platforms to be able to have multiple streams of income, not just one. And that's why I said this is our most popular program, because if you purchase this one, you have 4 streams of income immediately. And this is why we teach you all the skills, all these little secrets that we have, that we share with people. And then we have every 4 to 5 days a week, we have live mentoring Zoom calls. We have one on Monday. I'm not sure if it was this evening or this afternoon. It varies, usually evening or afternoon. And then we have tech Zoom calls, typically on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Wednesdays, we sometimes have a webinar. Friday, we have a webinar, and we have the $900 Legacy Builders get a live interactive mentoring Zoom call on Tuesdays. So there's always something going on in our community with the objective for you to be successful in your business. The more skills you learn, the more secrets you learn, The more equipped you are in your business, the better you do, the more you can help other people do the same. And that is a powerful thing, to be able to be of service to other people, to help other people. I have to close my blinds there. I don't want people looking at me through the window. And that is what I love, is that capability of just helping other people. I think you, Chelsea loves Raman, to have that independence so that they can have their life back. Because working 10 to 12-hour days, even 8-hour days, is just crazy. And then you still have to sit into traffic to get to work, right? So it's never really 8 hours. It's always 9 or 10 hours. Then you get home, you still have to cook dinner, look after the kids, spouse, whatever. And then you pretty much have maybe 3 to 4 hours to yourself. That doesn't include the other stuff. So it's really just 1 hour, maybe if you're lucky. And tomorrow, everything starts over. So there is no work-life balance. It's just work. And before you know it, you're in your 60s like me. And then you realize that you put your best years into something that is meaningless, a job. It really is. When I was in my 20s and 30s, that's when I worked the hardest. I was in a corporate job in corporate South Africa. I really worked hard, and I wanted to prove myself, worked overtime for no extra, because I wanted to prove myself. And I left that company after working there for 30 years. And, honestly, there was no recognition, no thank you, no nothing. The only person that felt like I accomplished anything was me. And accomplished what? Because I'm pretty sure that 2 days after I left, nobody even remembered who I was. And that is what I gave 30 years for, is a meaningless job that absolutely meant nothing. And I'm absolutely fooling myself if I say that that was to be able to pay the bills. Well, yeah, of course, that's why you work. But I wanted to prove myself, and I wanted to be successful. And in the process, I neglected all the people that were important to me. And after that 30 years, I didn't realize how many friends I've lost in the process. And that's why I'm saying the work-life balance is extremely important. And I'm basically driven to let you know that there are so many people that just work, work, work. And we tell ourselves it is to pay the bills. But now we really have a lot of options. And, make use of it. Be open to the possibilities. And the thing is, you're not only doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your family. Because you create a balance of working, not even a balance, it's the way it should be. You're working 2 to 3 hours, and the rest of the time you're spending with your family. Whereas now you're working 8 to 10 to 12 to 14 hours, and you spend 3 with your family if you're lucky, and have no time for yourself. So that to me is important, that we realize that, because I worked for 32 years in the corporate world. And then I switched. I thought, well, I need to change something. And then I changed something that was completely in the wrong direction. I wanted to work less hours, so I picked part-time jobs to have a little bit more flexibility. But in the process, I sacrificed the income. So part-time jobs mean no 401k, no benefits, no nothing. So I ended up never taking vacation, because there is no vacation time to get paid, no PTO. So I ended up never taking vacation. So I was back to square one, thinking that I'm trying to solve a problem and making the problem bigger. So now I'm in my 60s, and now I realized I don't have enough income. I sacrificed a lot with this part time, vacation time, still special time, maybe had some flexibility, but not really. And finally, in my 60s, I came across these blueprints and it made total sense to me. Now, finally, after this long journey of working 42 years, I realized that there was a better way. Well, back then, probably not, but I could have done this at least 5 to 10 years ago. And in the process, I could have been completely financially well off and financially independent by now. So now I gave myself 5 years to do this. And if you still in your 30s or 40s, even 50s, and you give yourself 5 to 10 years, and the reason why I say that is with our business, you can generate 900 daily pay, right? That comes to 328,500 a year. Times 5 is $1.6 million. So, and it can be quicker than 5 years, right? Way quicker. So in 5 to 10 years, you can be a multimillionaire. So that's why I'm always saying to people, there must be a sense of urgency here. Because every time you're waiting, every week you're waiting, you potentially losing $6,300 a week. Because that is what we teach you, the skills on how to earn 900 a day. We show you exactly what you need to do to be able to achieve that. We show you, we give you all the tools that you need. And that is what I love about these programs. It's not just a product to sell a product, right? That is so much more than that, because we teach you the skills to change your life forever, to generate 6 figures, to create your own digital product, to become an affiliate marketing, to have multiple streams of income. And remember this. You set up your automations one time, regardless of how many streams of income you have. One time. And you're ready to go. Hi, Amy. So you set the automations of one time and you don't ever have to touch it again. And those automations work for you 24/7. So somebody goes to your website in the middle of the night because they can't sleep. That's the beauty of it, right? And they purchase from you, you wake up to a sale the next morning. Isn't that great? That is what is possible with this business, with automations. Having a work-life balance, you working 2 to 3 hours and having 13 to 14 hours a day to yourself. 8 of that you will sleep, right? So that is what you get for you, yourself, your family. You're getting more time off than the time that you were stuck at your job. If you learn the skills in this program, it is easy to follow. It's step-by-step, beginner-friendly. Hello, Grammy. And we give you so much support. You get it from mentors. You get it from the community. You get it from, you can't move or turn, or there is somebody to support you or help you. And the great thing is, the person that you usually purchase from is always willing and able to help you. And if they're not, right, there's always somebody else that will help you. And that is what is great. You will connect with certain people in the community, just like you have certain friends. You're not friends with every single person you meet, right? You have a connection with certain people. And the same would be in our community. You will connect with certain people and you will be great. And that's the people you will brainstorm with, and also like-minded people that purchase the Legacy Builder, the $900 program. It's like-minded people. So you know these are the people that take their business seriously, not that the others don't, but usually you will connect with people that were maybe as long as you are in the field, that know more what they're talking about. because you will connect with people that have kind of a similar amount of experience than you are. Um, and you will connect with people that know more than you do because you always want to keep learning, being better, because you don't want to stay where you are, because then you don't grow, then your business don't grow, then you don't have momentum. You always have to keep learning and want to learn. And that is a very powerful thing, because you can't grow as a person, or you can't develop your mindset skills if you don't learn new skills. Because people get stuck in life or in business, and there are three things that you can do immediately to become unstuck in your life and in business. Three things immediately. The first thing is you have to change your state of mind. I'll write it down for you. First thing, state of mind. You have to change it. The second thing is you have to change your story. And I'll tell you what that means. And the third thing is you have to have a strategy. And usually people do it in the wrong order. They start with a strategy, then they go to the story, and then maybe they'll change their state of mind. If you are stuck as a person in a relationship, in business, the first thing you have to work on is your state of mind. And that's a powerful thing, because 80% of your success is psychology, and that is state of mind. So the second thing you have to change is your story. So many of us carry that story with us. Well, we had a tough upbringing. We went through a divorce. Um, you just didn't have so many opportunities. Whatever the case might be, we all have a story. But a story is like a label. It it is a belief. It's an emotion, and you can change it. You can rip off that label and slap on another label. You're in charge of your life. You write your story. Are you going to allow that somebody else write your story? And that's what happens with labels. When people label you as, oh, so and so is a bit nuts, and then I'm just using an example. Then that label stick, and you become that story. Rip off that label. Write your own label. You're in charge of your life. And the third thing is you have to have a plan, a strategy of what you want to achieve in life. You can't just have a strategy. You will never be successful. And you have to change the story. You have to be that person that you want to be, that you want to become, not the person that you were or the person that you are right now. You can be that person that you want to be. You're in charge. You can change it. Hi, JH4170. Welcome. You can change it. And then you have to have a plan. A lot of people start with a strategy, and they plan and they Google and they go to, they check out this one, that one, this plan, that plan. And in the process, they don't realize that they're stuck. Because that's what, if you can't take action, you're stuck. And these are the three things you need to do immediately to become unstuck, because the story is the glue that keeps you stuck. The excuses, well, at first I have to find out more, or I have to wait until I have the finances, or I'll wait until the time is right? That is part of the story, is excuses, right? And we all are guilty of it. I was guilty of it too. And looking back now, if you learn the skills in this program to be able to generate 900 a day, and every week you're waiting, you're missing out on $6,300 a week, $27,000 a month. Now imagine what you can do with $27,000 per month right now. If you start today, and on June the 20th, I had to see what date it was. This is what you're missing out on. You start today, and by June the 20th, this is what you can have in the bank. If you follow our steps in our blueprint, if you learn the skills, and if you're coachable, and if you are consistent, every day. But the reason why most people never become successful, never can take that step, is because they're stuck in the strategy or the plan part, and or all three of them. But these three things you need to change if you want to become unstuck. And you absolutely have to start with changing your state of mind. That's your psychology. And people say, well, how do you do that? And as Tony Robbins said, because he's the mastermind in this, he said the answer is so simple that people say to him, it's too simple. It can't be only that. He said, it absolutely is. He said, you immediately use your physical body. You start moving. Have you ever felt how you feel after you jump up and you vigorously do jumping jacks for 3 minutes? How you feel after that? There's no way that you can be negative, depressed, any of it. Your state of mind changes when you do vigorous exercise, jumping up and down, cycling, walking if you're not physically able to do jumping jacks due to a medical condition. But you can move. You can even move in your chair, do chair dancing, but it changes your state of mind. And that is an ongoing thing. You can't just do it one day and then never do it again. And it's sometimes hard because it's not, it has to become a habit, like brushing your teeth, right? You don't skip some days, hopefully. You do it every day because it's a habit. You have to learn new habits if you want to be successful. And that's not always easy because people don't like to change. And fortunately, that is one thing I learned along the line, because we moved a lot as a child, from place to place, and I also moved country. So I always changed. And I liked the way change made me feel. In the beginning, I was scared every time I had to change. And then I realized, well, it's a challenge. You see new things. You meet new people. It's exciting. You learn so much. So now I like change, right? So, but don't become a change junkie either. But state of mind. Then you change your story. Find out what your story is. And if you're using that story as an excuse in your life, if you are using your story as an excuse or to justify, then you know you're guilty of using your story. That is who you've become, right? I've done it too. I know. I always said, well, I don't know. I was either this or that, or I don't have time, or I should have gone to college way back, but I didn't. Now I can't. I don't have these opportunities. BS. It's BS. And the great thing about our programs is you don't need any of that. It's excuses, So we have the 4 programs. Go check it out in my profile, and you'll be amazed how this will change your life. And the last thing is you have to have a strategy, at least, right? You have to have a plan. Because if you check out our programs and you are gung-ho, you want to do this, right? You have to have a strategy. You can't purchase this program and then say to yourself after you purchase it, well, I can't spend 2 hours a day on this. Then you set yourself up for failure. So you have to have a clear plan in place, at least, of when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, right? So these are the 3 things that you can do immediately to move forward in life, to become unstuck in business, in your job, in a relationship. If you want to lose weight, doesn't matter. All of these are applicable, all of them. And the moment you start with this one, be prepared. Your life will go in a different direction. And you will be amazed at the results, because there's nothing as powerful as a state of mind. And When I was younger and people told me that, I thought, ugh, that's a lot of baloney. I don't believe it. You know, like, and I'm telling you it's true because I've seen it work for me. I've seen it. And then so many people always say, you know, do affirmations. That's where you say, you know what an affirmation is? Like, you say, I'm making $900 today. That's an affirmation. Or I'm going to Barbados. That is, you see it happen. That's an affirmation. So if you say it over and over again, your mind beginning to realize it, envision it, and it happens. Now, an incantation is even better. An incantation is affirmation on steroids. Incantation. Now, that is what you do when you put your whole body behind it, like, I'm making $900 a day, and you put your whole body around it. Or if you're doing jumping jacks and you scream it out loud. So your body and your mind and your voice says it at the same time. And if you do that often and regular and put your whole body behind it, it becomes part of who you are. Because what you focus on in life is what you get more of. So if you're focused on generating 900 today, guess what's going to happen? You are going to generate 900 today. And that doesn't mean do it some of the days, once a day. An incantation is going to become part of your life, of who you are. And that is what is required. It's like going to the gym. If you want to develop some muscle, right? You have to go for quite a while. You actually have to lift some weights. You have to show up. You have to take some action. The same with mindset skills. You have to exercise that mind, and you have to put some effort in, and you have to develop that habit. And as I said before, success is 80% psychology, and that's just mindset. That's what it is. And 20% mechanics. Mechanics meaning you learn new skills and you have a strategy. And this is a part that so many people miss in business. That is why so many people fail at it, because they just don't do it. They think, well, if I work really hard and I have all these strategies in place and I have a plan and I learn all these skills, I will be successful. That is 20% of success. So you have to work on your mindset. And that is why we in our programs also focus on mindset skills. And the moment you grasp that and you understand that and you know that that is where you need to focus on, then you've got it made. Then you've got a huge advantage over other people, because I can't tell you how many people skip over that part because they think, oh, it's too complicated, or I don't have time, or I don't want to do it. And then they miss out on a vital part of their success in their business, and they're wasting time because so many people have to backtrack, me included. I didn't believe it either. I'm like, no, if I work really hard, I learn all these skills, and if I have the strategy in place, I will be successful. And I'm telling you, you end up having to backtrack. When you realize that 80% is psychology, mind, state of mind, and the moment you know that, your life will change. Remember, people say knowledge is power. You know, knowledge is potential power. Because if you don't execute it, then it means nothing. Execution is power. Because if you acquire all this knowledge, you learn the skills, and you can't execute it, you can't put it into action, then nothing happens. You see the difference? And I was one of those people. I kept learning more skills and I never execute. You know, you learn so many things, and eventually you have all this information and you have no idea where to begin. And that's why people get overwhelmed. You've heard people say, I'm overwhelmed. And I say that a lot in my videos too, that I worked 10-hour days. I was tired, stressed out, and overwhelmed because I was learning all these skills and I never implemented it. I never understood how things fit together. And once I did, that is when things start to change. Because success, is something that's within all of our reach, all of us, because it's out there. I mean, you can't turn around or you can run into Tony Robbins if you want to, on YouTube, on TikTok, you name it, right? And he's all about mindset skills. And he makes it very clear that success is 80% mindset. And yet people still don't do it or pursue it or go after it because it's kind of tough. You know why? Because you're forced to look at yourself. Nobody else can do this for you, right? And we often use an excuse of why something is not working or why it won't work or whatever. We justify it, right? And that's usually our story and mindset and all of that stuff. So we justify all of this, why something is not going to work. And the moment you realize that it is you that's holding you back, right? It's not that you're not good enough or smart enough, none of that. It's because you're using your story to justify it, that it's not going to work or it will never work. And you focus then on learning more skills or having a better strategy instead of focusing on mindset skills. And that is why some of the really big Olympic sports stars and businessmen pays Tony Robbins ample amounts of money because they know that success is mindset. Athletes, Olympian athletes will tell you it's mindset because they've perfected the game. But if they go onto that court or wherever they're going and they have a mindset of, oh, I don't think I can make this today, or oh, I don't think I feel so good, or I'm not top of my game, guess what? You ain't winning that day. And that is why a lot of people don't, right? Because a lot of Olympian athletes, their times are very close. So why do some people win that day and others no? Because the mental state. I'm telling you, the same is in business. And we refuse to accept that that's the answer because it is tough. Because we have to look at ourselves in the mirror then and say, hey, you need to work on this, that, and the other. You need to let that story go. You need to have a new story and you will need to start working on your state of mind. And that means realizing where your shortfalls are and your shortcomings are. And especially in business, because you're not equally good at everything in business. Nobody is. Because some people are great at marketing, some people are great at sales, some people are great at creating social media content, but hardly ever everybody is good at everything, right? And especially then also state of mind, because a lot of people, when things go well in their business, they're on a high, their state of mind is great, right? But they don't work on their state of mind. So when sales drop off, so does their state of mind. If you don't develop a strong mental muscle at times like that, that is when people fold and they give up. That is the times like that people that have the grit and the mental muscle persevere. And ultimately, everybody, any person that can persevere during the tough times and have the mental acuity to do so, those are the people that will succeed. That's just the fact. Thank you, Tulsi Rose Rum. I love it. That is the fact. And that you see every day. And the sad part in life is that so many people don't ever acquire that mental muscle. And it takes really, really hard work. It is really a mission. You sometimes don't acquire that even in a couple of months. It sometimes takes years. And you need to realize that it's an ongoing thing. You don't brush your teeth for a year and then you stop, right? Hopefully not. You do it every day for the rest of your life. The same as with the state of mind. You have to do it every day for the rest of your life. If you want to achieve that success, that dreams, having that dream, that relationship that you always dreamt of. How many of us in a relationship have knee-jerk reactions when somebody says something? And 9 out of 10 times is because of a story that we carry with us. Somebody says something and it takes you back to your childhood and you blow up when somebody says something. Because we don't develop that mental muscle yet. I do that too. And we keep score in our relationship and sometimes in life. I do that too. And I work on it every single day. Like sometimes when, use a simple example, if I'm the one that always loads the dishwasher, one night I'm like, why the hell can't you load the dishwasher for a change? Keeping score. And that's a perfect example. If you just do something, right, just do it, then ultimately you will see that other person will start doing it himself or herself, right? So you absolutely will have to develop in this better version of you. And I know you can do it. And that's why I really am thankful for our programs because, yeah, I started this program to generate an extra income. That was my motivation. And I love saying this because it's the truth. It took me in a different direction because I was fortunate enough that I kind of came upon it. Oh, I guess there's no coincidences in life. I'm pretty sure that it was meant to be that way. Because our mentor said you need to find a habit, add a habit to your business in 2024. And I follow her instructions because she's the one that made a lot. So I'm like, I don't know what to add in 2024. And then it came to me, mindset skills. I'm going to focus on that. So it is what you get from this program, what you're willing to learn from it. If you just blindly going through the program to go through every step, just to go through it, just to say, I've done it, then you're on the wrong track here. And that was me also. I wanted to get through it so that I can start generating this income. And that's how a lot of people are. And then they miss so much. They miss the whole picture, and I had to backtrack and learn the hard way. But now I have the benefit of sharing what I've learned with you. And I always try and tell people, don't make the same mistakes. Just like when you learn in our proven blueprints, don't change the blueprint because we have a blueprint that's working already. We know it works. But some people come in and they want to change it, right? And that's when things does not work. So that's why I'm saying I've learned a lot through my mistakes. I started out in affiliate marketing, switched to digital marketing, and learned a lot through my mistakes. Some really costly mistakes, right? And that's why I say, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just learn from people. Everybody has something to offer. And the moment you are willing to learn from somebody, um, that is when you grow as a person, and that's when things happen for you. Because the people that think that they know everything are closed to learning new things, and that's when they're missing out on stuff. That's when they, as soon as you think you know stuff, and a lot of people always think they know better than other people. I'm sure you know a person like that. But if you listen more and you're just willing to learn and to adapt and change, it is amazing what will happen for you. So I'm always willing to learn from people, even more so after I made some really costly mistakes. Now I learn to keep my mouth shut and listen more and follow the steps and execute. Don't just acquire knowledge. You absolutely have to execute the knowledge, because knowledge is just potential power. Execution is power. And if you learn that, and if you show up every day on social media, and I hear so often people say, well, they are scared to go live, they're scared to create content for social media. um, I don't know why, because there are so many people on social media, right? There's almost like 4.3 billion people on social media. How many people do you personally know on social media? I bet you it's not 4.3 billion people. So why do you care what people think about you that doesn't know you, right? Think about it that way. It's just like, I mean, even I think the only thing that bothers me probably is if my husband would see my social media content, because he always tells me I'm being silly. But you know what? I That's the funny thing too. I'm beginning not to even let that bother me, right? Because this is the life I want. I'm happy with what I'm doing. And if you love what you're doing, it is contagious. It just is. Because that's why you will tell a lot of times when people are on social media and they have a business, right? And we're all there to promote our business because that's why you're there. But there is a difference, a marked difference between the people that just want to sell you something or people that want to show you how to do something, right? There's a big difference. And want to um, share with you the golden nuggets that they've picked up along the line. You can tell if people just want to share what they know so that you don't make the same mistakes, or you don't have to struggle, or if there's a shortcut and people tell you, well, if you do this, it will work better or it's more efficient, then why wouldn't you want to do that, right? And that is all. So the moment you have that feeling or that idea in your mind that you are scared to be on social media, or you're self-conscious, or whatever the case might be, um, just remember that, and even people, I used to be like that. When people want to take my picture, I'm like, no, I don't want to be in the picture. Why? I mean, we can't always be perfect. We are who we are. Sometimes my picture sucks. Sometimes you show up on social media and you just look terrible. But that's also you. You don't look the same every day. Be you. Just show up as you. Share what you know. Share your knowledge. Share your story. Share your story. Share other people's stories, what they've experienced, because not everybody has an extreme rags to riches story. Not everybody lived in their car and now they're making six figures. That's a rags to riches story. People love those stories. But most people just have normal stories. Nothing as dramatic as that. And everybody is just who they are. Just like your fingerprint is uniquely you, that is unique. There's nobody. Remember this. there's nobody else like you. So you can only show up as you, and people will like you for who you are. And remember, nobody loves everybody. We all know that. So be prepared for that. That's where the mental muscle comes in. If somebody insults you, I remember my first time when somebody insulted me on social media, I was like so taken aback. But now it's like, oh, okay, move on. Next. You develop a mental muscle, and you have to. Because if you're thin skinned in life, or in business, or in social media, you don't get very far. Right? The thin skin doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't give you success, doesn't give you popularity, doesn't give you nothing. People don't like people that are thin skinned, that are jealous, that are envious, that are gossipers, none of it. So the same goes for social media. Just be yourself. And remember, if you purchase from me, I have one thing that I have a lot of is experience because I learned the hard way. Plus I have about 42 years of making mistakes and learning, but in this field, I started in December of 2022. So I can help you with a lot of things, and especially with the mindset skills, because I know it's not easy for everybody. And some people really struggles with certain things. And most people are, in general, very callous in business because like just suck it up buttercup, that kind of thing. But I will try my best to help you along on your journey because everybody's journey is different. There are no two people that earn the exact same amount at the same time. Every single person's journey is different. There's no two people that will make 100K at exactly the same day. No two people, right? No two people make exactly 10K in 1 month. It will be 10K and $100, 10K and $200. No two people, because we are so different, and we connect with different people, right? You will notice one thing in your business, and that is that people don't necessarily buy a program or a product on social media. They buy because of the person, because they connect with the person, the relatability, their story, something that the person in their story, in their presentation that spoke to them, right? Um, so there will always be that human part. So if you take that human part out when you go live or in your videos, then you are just like everybody else. And that's a huge mistake. Be yourself, because then there's nothing to be nervous about. Because so many people think they're not good enough, or nobody will listen to what they have to say. There's always someone that will listen to what you have to say because they've been waiting for you to connect, right? Do you guys have any questions for me? This is my third live today. I have nothing left. Hi. So in total, let me see here, 4.5 hours of lives today. And that really takes it out of you. But if I only connected with one person today, then I'm happy. So my motivation and the reason why I came on live tonight is to show you that you can have a work-life balance. Then instead of spending 10 to 12 hours at work, you can spend 10 to 12 hours doing the things that you want to do and generate more of an income than your 9 to 5. If that's not worth checking out, then I'm at a loss. Because that is exactly what I show you what we have, is that work-life balance of spending 10 to 12 hours with your family instead of spending it at work. You work your 2 to 3 hours a day, then you have 21 hours left. 8 of that you sleep, then you have 13 to 14 hours left. And that's what you get to spend with your family after you've done working. Now, that is something that most people are after, having more time. There was one thing before I hop off that Tony Robbins said. He presented a seminar that says to have more time. And he said nobody can have more time, right? Everybody gets 24 hours. And he said thousands of people signed up for it. And he said that it just blew his mind that everybody wants more time, right? And lately, people want more time to spend with the people that they love. Because we know with various things that have happened, COVID, wars, you name it, time is the one thing that we never know when ours are gone. So that is basically what it's all about. So thank you so much for joining me. Hi, not a federal prosecutor. Good to see you again, my friend. It was good to see you again tonight. I really appreciate you. I will be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central. Hi, Access Daily Pay. Thank you to each and every one of you. And before you hop off, don't forget to check out my profile. See if this is for you. If you are really after your work-life balance, then this is for you. So I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Thanks, Melba, for the likes. Appreciate it. Have an awesome evening. I hope you sleep like a rock. It's always good to have a good night's sleep. Take care, guys. Have a good one.